It wasn't too long ago that a couple of the candidates that Bernie Sanders had endorsed for various offices around the country didn't have a great deal of success in their races. And there were so many in the media who were just thrilled to throw that back in his face and in the faces of his supporters. As if the progressives losing elections, whether primary or general, is a great thing for progressives. And they were so happy. Well, then today is kind of a bad day for them because another one of the candidates that Bernie Sanders endorsed did win their election, and that is Zephyr Teachout won the Democratic primary in New York. That is for the 19th congressional district there, and that means that she will then move on to go against John Faso, a Republican and former member of the New York State Assembly. Now, look, I'm not going to pretend that I know a great deal about her agenda or her previous works. I know that she has been embraced by the progressive community, especially the online progressive community, and that has been shown by both the enthusiasm around her campaign and also, and very similar to Bernie Sanders, her incredible fundraising reach. And this is something that I want to see in common with other candidates that Bernie Sanders both endorses and also inspires to run. It's that ability to take this message, to channel it through the internet, where it doesn't have to go through CNN or MSNBC or other commercials and things like that it can go directly to the people. And she has raised a huge amount of money, more than any of the other Democrats or Republicans running in New York at this point. And with an average donation, by the way, of sort of Sanders-ish $50. Now, it ain't 27, it's a little bit higher, but it's a lot better than a lot of what other candidates running in New York or nationally could actually raise. Now, a couple of quick points I want to make about this. First of all, this hopefully will just be the first of many. This will be the first drops falling off of the tsunami onto the forehead of the establishment standing on the beach. And they don't know that the wave is coming in and is going to crash over them and it is going to fuck up their beachside picnic. That's a complicated metaphor, but I tried to get through it. I'm really hoping that this is the first of many, and that Bernie Sanders can identify other candidates of this sort for state senate, for Congress, for actual senate, like that sort of thing. We need that to be ongoing over the course of the next 2 to 10 years or so. And that also he inspires, as I said in a past video, more people to run. Whether they ever get a formal endorsement from Bernie Sanders or not, somewhere over 10,000 people signed on through Bernie Sanders' website with their intent to run on a platform largely in congruence with Bernie Sanders. Now, what I loved is, and unfortunately I don't have the paper right now, so there was an article, I think it was on the Huffington Post, I really should have that with me, and it was "Victory for the Warren Wing of the Democratic Party," and no mention of Bernie Sanders. And I just love that. I don't even know who the author was. I don't care. I try not to pay too much attention to that. I'm in the media. I don't need to focus on other people in the media all that much. But I love that this is everybody knows, everybody acknowledges this is one of the candidates that Bernie Sanders was pushing for. The idea that it's the Elizabeth Warren wing. It could have been the Elizabeth Warren wing if she had wanted to run in the primary, or maybe if she'd stood enthusiastically beside Bernie Sanders, it would be the Warren wing of the Democratic Party. But no, it's the Sanders wing. It doesn't mean that she agrees with everything on Bernie Sanders, but obviously Bernie Sanders sees something in her that we see in him. And that's why he's supporting her. It's not because she has anything to do with Elizabeth Warren. There's a lot of frustration still, including from myself, about Elizabeth Warren. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I am not done with Elizabeth Warren. Her endorsing Hillary Clinton, which I really see to be the lesser of the two problems, with that being one and the other being not endorsing Bernie Sanders during the actual primary. I mean, if she's not going to endorse him, then who the fuck cares if she eventually endorses Hillary Clinton? She had an opportunity to be relevant and she ignored it. I'm not done with her based on that. She has already done a great deal for progressives. She has stood strong. I mean, look, in terms of the rhetoric and also in terms of the results, from the first time when she burst onto the political scene, she has been delivering some wins for progressives, and that does buy you something. I am not one of the people that thinks that simply because at some point you do something I don't like, I'm gonna cast you aside. I am playing the long game. I've already been in this industry for 4.5 years, and I plan to be in it for a lot longer than that. I'm not done with Elizabeth Warren. I am frustrated with her, but it certainly is not her wing of the party anymore. Whether it ever was is an open question. Whether it could someday be again is an open question. But today, and for the near future, it is the Bernie Sanders wing of the party. And he has made that incredibly clear in word and in deed. And I am going to support him in that. And to Zephyr Teachout, great job in the Democratic primary. Bernie Sanders I believe, that this is not about the presidency, and it's not just about the Senate and the House. This is about winning back all of those state-level seats as well that are so important, both for state laws and also for redistricting and any number of other issues. This is incredibly important, and so this is a good thing for liberals, it's a good thing for progressives, it's a good thing for Bernie Sanders, obviously a good thing for her, not a good thing for the media who is desperately trying to spin this as something other than what it is.